What is good, everybody? It is your boy, the one and only King Tyson, y'all. We back here for episode 62, y'all. 62, yeah. And we moving on up in the world of RST Nation. RST Nation, where y'all at, man? Represent. Put in the comments where y'all from, where y'all watching from, man. Appreciate all the comments I've been getting over the last couple of days and weeks, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Keep doing it. Reposting, posting, doing all the above, man. Let's do it together in 2025. Y'all gonna do it together in 2025. And like I always say on the last episode, we on the road to 10,000 subscribers, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it together in 2025, y'all. We on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So yeah, man, it's the freaking weekend, y'all. It's the freaking weekend, y'all. Hopefully y'all weekend wasn't too crazy. It was a little bit of rain going on, but anyway, hope everything wasn't too crazy for you. Hope everything, was productive, successful, and hopefully everything went your way, y'all. Hopefully everything went your way this weekend, y'all. Everything went your way, all right? So look, there's a lot going on. Smackdown is what's going on right now. Smackdown is the aftermath from Evolution, y'all. This is the aftermath from Evolution. So now we got Smackdown. So we're gonna get into Smackdown, and then guess what? The next PLE is the one and only SummerSlam, y'all. SummerSlam is coming up. SummerSlam is right around the corner, y'all. August 2nd and 3rd in New Jersey. So make sure y'all tune in today. And then we're gonna tune into the Raw Smack Talk right after that, all right? So let's get into what we're here for. Let's get into what we're here for. Let's get into Friday night Smackdown. Let's start the show off, y'all. Let's start Friday night Smackdown off, y'all. And before the show even started, y'all, look, before the show even started, Solo, Sikoa, and the Bloodline got into a fucking car crash, y'all. It was a car crash. They had the street profits out there and everything. They were trying to figure out who fucking crashed. Who fucking crashed, ran into the Bloodline. So they trying to figure out who the fuck did that. So Adam Pearce came out trying to figure out, like I said, what the fuck happened and shit. So, and Cody Rhodes also showed up and shit with the contract. He was like, he ready. Remember later on, we're going to talk about Cody Rhodes and John Cena signing the contract, y'all. That's the main event. We're going to talk about that later in the show, all right? So look, we're going to keep it moving. Backstage, you had Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. So now we got another match for SummerSlam. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, y'all, for the Women's Tag Team Championship. So who y'all got winning that? Put in the comments. Do y'all believe that Alexa and Charlotte's gonna take the titles at SummerSlam? Put it in the comments. I believe they're gonna finally take the titles at SummerSlam because they didn't take the titles at Evolution. They got their asses handed to them. Well, actually, they did their thing at Evolution. I won't say they got their asses handed to them, but they did their thing. So Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss versus Raquel and Roxanne, y'all. So backstage, like I was saying, Charlotte told Alexa Bliss that they got a match at SummerSlam, and Alexa was like, damn, you just got us a match just like that? And Charlotte Flair was like, yeah, remember, I'm fucking Charlotte Flair, man. I'm fucking Charlotte Flair. The fuck you talking about? So Charlotte Flair was like, hey, tonight she got a match with, well, I don't say tonight, but she had a match with, Charlotte had a match with Raquel, and she asked Alexa Bliss to come out and be her goddamn cheerleader. And she was like, alright, I'll be out there, be your motherfucking cheerleader, bitch. She didn't say all that, y'all. She didn't say it like that. Well, anyway, we're gonna move to that match in a minute, but WWE Unreal, y'all, July 29th. WWE Unreal is coming to Netflix. So I think it's gonna go behind the scenes of what's been going on in the WWE universe. So I might end up tuning into it, and we might go over it right here on the Raw Smack. So we might just talk about WWE Unreal. So tune in, y'all. It comes in. So tune in July 29th on Netflix. Alright? So look, the match, y'all. Charlotte Flair versus Raquel. And guess who won the match? It was the one and only Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair won the match. Charlotte Flair won the match, y'all. So look, before the commercial break, Charlotte Flair was on fire. She's beating the shit out of Raquel. Then after the break, Raquel was beating the shit out of goddamn Charlotte Flair. I said, well, damn, ain't this a bitch? So put in the comments if they had Charlotte Flair versus Raquel Rodriguez when they won this World Heavyweight Championship, who would win that match, y'all? Would it be Charlotte Flair anyway, or would it be Raquel Rodriguez? Put in the comments if that was a match. If there was a match. But anyway, I'll move forward. So at the end of that match, Charlotte Flair, she was about to put Raquel in the figure 8. Or, Roxanne, of course, distracted Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair took her ass out, kicked her in her fucking face. So Alexa Bliss was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do the same thing. So Alexa Bliss distracted Raquel. Alexa Bliss took out Raquel, and then Charlotte Flair did a roll-up pin to Raquel, and then that was the match. That was a simple roll-up pin, and then Charlotte Flair win the fucking match. So would it be the fate at SummerSlam? Would it be the fate at SummerSlam, y'all? Will it be the fate at SummerSlam? Will Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss become the new women's tag team champions? Will it become the new women's tag team champions? Put it in the comments, y'all. Put it in the comments right here on the Raw and SmackDown. Alright? So look, backstage, the police was looking for Jacob Fatu, y'all. The police was looking for Jacob Fatu. That shit was crazy. I was like, oh shit, they got the police in this bitch looking for his ass. So when they found Jacob Fatu, and Alan Pierce brought the police to Jacob Fatu, they were like, yeah, he's over here. And Jacob Fatu was like, what the fuck y'all want? He ain't scared of no goddamn police. And Alan Pierce was like, hey, calm the fuck down to answer these questions they got for your ass, because they believe that you a person of interest, hit and run the car crash they had, we was talking about earlier. So what y'all think? Do y'all think Jacob Fatu has something to do with the hit and run? Put it in the comments right here on the Raw Smack. So let's keep it moving backstage. We're still backstage. So Carmelo Hayes and Damian Priest had exchanged the words that led to Carmelo Hayes being in the match with Damian Priest. Damian Priest was in the match with Carmelo Hayes. So look, remember last week, Aleister Black ended up attacking Damian Priest after the match with R-Truth. So Damian Priest was looking for Aleister Black, and then they seen Carmelo Hayes backstage. Damian Priest asked Carmelo Hayes if he seen Aleister Black, and then Carmelo Hayes told Damian Priest, he was like, if I did see his ass, I wouldn't tell you. He said, I wouldn't tell you. He said, I wouldn't tell you. He said, if I did see him, I wouldn't tell your ass. So Damian Priest told Carmelo, he was like, I shut people's mouth in the goddamn ring. They got a big ass mouth. I shut people the fuck up. He said, I shut people the fuck up. So Carmelo Hayes was like, well, you won't be shutting me up. And then Damian Priest said, fuck that shit. I will see your ass in the ring, y'all. So the winner of the match was nobody, really, because of the disqualification. Aleister Black ended up showing up, but Damian Priest had the upper hand on Carmelo Hayes. So Damian Priest was about to do the old school to Carmelo Hayes, but then Aleister Black showed up and he knocked Damian Priest off the fucking ropes. And then at the end of it, Aleister Black ended up giving Damian Priest a motherfucking super kick. He dropped Damian Priest on the motherfucking mat. So do y'all believe that's gonna be a match at SummerSlam? Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. I believe that's gonna be another match, y'all. So tune in for that. I can see that's happening in the next couple of weeks. We got what? How many weeks? Like 2-3 weeks till SummerSlam. So put it in the comments what y'all believe. Aleister Black versus Damian Priest at SummerSlam. Alright? Let's keep it pushing, y'all. Let's keep it pushing. Alright? The Wyatt Six are the new WWE Tag Team Champions. The Wyatt Six are the new WWE Tag Team Champions. They defeated the Street Profits last week, as we know. So look, the Wyatt Six sends a message to all of the tag teams in the locker room. The Wyatts are here to take every tag team's desire, and that is to become the tag team champions, of course. So the Wyatts are, the champions now, and they believe that they're gonna do any and everything in their power, y'all, to stay champions, y'all. They say they're gonna shed blood all over the motherfucking place. This is gonna be a murder scene in the WWE. The Wyatt Six are here to stay, y'all. Do y'all believe that the Wyatt Six are gonna be, like, say Nikki Cross, she might be the women's world champion one day. Uncle Howdy, he might become like the United States champion or the world champion or the undisputed champion. We'll just have to see what they have planned for the Wyatt Six. Now they got a big push. We just gonna have to see, alright? Let's keep it moving. Y'all. How y'all feeling out there, man? This is episode 62, y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the boy, man. King Tyson right here. Alright? Excuse me. Let's keep it pushing, alright? So Solo Sikoa, JC Mateo, Tyler Tonga, and Tonga Lau came out, y'all. So Sikoa was blaming Jacob Fatu for the car crash that happened, earlier in the show we was talking about. So Sikoa was telling the WWE Universe how much he put into Jacob Fatu and how much he gave to Jacob Fatu. So Solo says that Jacob Fatu is a motherfucking criminal. He said once a criminal, always a criminal, y'all. That's what he says to Jacob Fatu. So Jacob Fatu shows up in a police car and the police end up letting his ass out. They say they're not the one he's not the one that they're looking for. And the police tells Jacob Fatu to go handle his business. When does the police ever tell anybody to go handle their business? Only in the WWE. Alright, let's keep it moving. So look, so Jacob Fatu goes to the ring. Jacob Fatu comes out, but the Bloodline 3.0 was just looking at Jacob Fatu the whole time, not knowing that Jimmy Uso was behind him. So Jimmy Uso took out Tyler Tonga. Tyler Tonga, flew out the ring and shit. So Jimmy and Jacob Fatu was taking it to the Bloodline, y'all. They taking it to the Bloodline, beating the shit out of their ass. So Tyler Tonga pulls Jimmy out of the ring. He super kicks the shit out of his ass. He kicks the shit out of that motherfucker. Kick the shit out of him. So So Jacob takes out Tyler Tonga for a little bit. Tyler recovers from that shit, y'all. He recovers from that takedown that Jacob Fatu gave to him. So Jacob and Jimmy took out Tyler Tonga. They both had to do super kicks. They had to take out his ass. He needed two people for that big motherfucker, y'all. So look, keep it moving. Jacob Fatu started to beat the shit out of Solo Sikoa. Solo and Tyler Tonga left the ring. Jacob Fatu was beating the shit out of JC Mateo and Tonga Law with the steel chair, y'all. He was beating the shit out of him with the steel chair. So Adam Pearce, he came out, he said, you know what, I figured this was going to happen. But he said, I figured something out as well. He said, we figured out Solo Sikoa was the one who framed Jacob Fatu, y'all. Solo Sikoa was the one who framed Jacob Fatu for the car crash earlier. So Alan Pearce told Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam will be Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu in a cage match, y'all, for the United States Championship. Who y'all got winning the match right there? Put it in the comments right here on the Raw Smack Talk, episode 62. Let's get it. Let's get it. So the police ended up arresting Solo Sikoa. That shit was funny as hell. So Solo Sikoa was pointing. He was like, yeah, there he go. And the police was like, So they was like, put your motherfucking hands behind your back. So they arrested Solo Sikoa instead. That was funny as a bitch. So look, so y'all know it's another rivalry with, we got Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul at SummerSlam, y'all. So they was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, y'all. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll was on the Jimmy Kimmel show. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre started to fight and shit. Because Drew McIntyre ended up coming out and talking shit to Randy Orton. So they ended up starting to fight. And then Logan Paul slapped the shit out of Jelly Roll, y'all. So Jelly Roll, at the end of the Jelly Roll, ended up choke slamming the shit out of Logan Paul through the little desk they got. I was like, really? Really? That's what y'all doing? He was like, choke slam. And I was like, that was some garbage ass shit. I said, I hope they can do better in the ring. We will see at SummerSlam. Remember, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Who's winning the match? I believe it's gonna be Jelly Roll and Randy Orton, but anything can happen in the WWE. Let's keep it moving. Stephanie Valkyrie versus Alba Fire, y'all. Stephanie Valkyrie versus Alba Fire. The winner of that match was the one and only Stephanie Valkyrie, y'all. Stephanie Valkyrie did her thing. She is the winner of the Women's Battle Royal, and she will be going to Clash in Paris to face the Women's World Champion, y'all. So we will see who she will be facing in Clash in Paris. So she ended up winning the match, but it wasn't over. After the match, it wasn't over. So Piper Niven attacked Stephanie Valkyrie from behind, but Stephanie Valkyrie, picked up momentum, and she ended up doing like the super kick to Piper Niven, and her face kicked the shit out of her ass. Before Piper Niven did her finisher move. So they are really pushing Stephanie Valkyrie right now. They're pushing her. So will she become the new women's champion? we will have to see at Clash in Paris, y'all. Clash in Paris, August 31st, y'all. There's a lot going on in August. So the summer is too hot right now. The summer is too hot. Backstage, Kathy interviewed the Street Profits and she asked them how upsetting it is for them to see 4 other tag teams fighting for the #1 contender spot and to see that the Street Profits is not involved, y'all. The Street Profits wasn't involved in that Fatal 4-way for the #1 contender spot, y'all. That shit was crazy. So DIY comes up and it tells the Street Profits that they blew it by losing to the YS6 last week, and they said they're gonna show them what winning looks like, y'all. They said they're gonna show them what winning looks like. So the winner of the Fatal 4-way match wasn't DIY, it was the one and only. Well, the 2 and only. Andrade and Phoenix will be facing the YS6 for the WWE Tag Team Championships at SummerSlam, y'all. So put in the comments who y'all got winning that match. I believe the YS6 are still going to remain the Tag Team Champions. I know they ain't going to lose the titles that quick. Hopefully they don't, but we'll see. We got some people praying on your downfall. Shout out to the Ringside Renaissance. Some people do not like the YS6. Alright, so we're going to keep it pushing, y'all. How y'all feeling out there? Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to your boy. Let's keep it moving. We on the road to 10,000 subscribers, y'all. Before season 2, y'all. By season 2 in September. By season 2 in September. Let's get it. Can we do it? Let's do it together in 2025. Alright? So look, next week on Smackdown, we got a little bit going on next week on Smackdown. Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez, y'all. Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez. A one-on-one match. We already had Charlotte versus Raquel, and Charlotte won the match. So will Alexa Bliss do the same, y'all? Will Alexa Bliss do the same? Put it in the comments. Alright? And also, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll will be having a face-off with Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. So we're gonna see what's going down next week on Friday Night Smackdown, y'all. Let's get into the main event, y'all. The main event was John Cena and Cody Rhodes contract signing, excuse me. John Cena and Cody Rhodes contract signing, y'all. That shit was crazy. So was it a shock to y'all when John Cena said he's not gonna make it to SummerSlam? I was like, what the fuck? Oh! So before that even happened, Cody Rhodes, he had a speech. His speech was referenced off his post he had posted on social media about flinching. So Cody Rhodes said, on social media, he said buckle up and don't flinch. So Cody Rhodes said that he did flinch at WrestleMania when he lost against John Cena at WrestleMania 41. So John Cena ended up coming out, y'all. John Cena tells Cody Rhodes that that he had some bad news. John Cena tells Cody Rhodes that he isn't gonna be at SummerSlam. John Cena tells Cody Rhodes that he has a movie that he's shooting for Netflix. He's not gonna make it. So John Cena continued. He tells Cody Rhodes that he said he's a little tired. I'm a little tired and shit. And John Cena says that they can have a match. John Cena said we had a match at Clash in Paris or at Perth. He said somewhere other than SummerSlam. He said we can't have this match in SummerSlam. He said I got bad news. We're not going to have it. I'm not going to be there. Yeah, fuck that shit. So John Cena said it was tough. He said it was a tough decision. He said it was a tough decision for him. He said he got to do what's best for business. John Cena thanked everybody, and John Cena ended up leaving the fucking ring. And everybody was like, what the fuck is going on with John Cena? So Cody Rhodes was like, oh hell no, I'm not feeling that shit. Cody Rhodes ran out of the ring actually after John Cena started beating the shit out of John Cena. I was like, oh shit, they started fighting outside the ring. John Cena ended up tossing Cody Rhodes to the steel steps and shit. I was like, oh fuck. So by the end of it, Cody Rhodes got on the top rope. By the end of it, Cody Rhodes put John Cena on the table, and Cody Rhodes got on the top ropes, y'all. Cody Rhodes got on the top ropes with the contract in his hand, and jumped from the top ropes onto John Cena through the table. That was some crazy shit, through the fucking table. Cody Rhodes used John Cena's hand, y'all. He used John Cena's hand to sign the contract. And Cody Rhodes tells John Cena that this is not only for the title, y'all. He said this is not only for the title. He said this is a street fight, y'all. So now we got John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight for the Undisputed Championship. That shit is gonna be crazy. Put in the comments who you got winning the match. I still believe it's gonna be John Cena. In the comments, I've been reading in the comments that they said John Cena's gonna win and Cody Rhodes is gonna turn heel. So do y'all believe the same thing's gonna happen? Put it in the comments. What do y'all believe is gonna happen at SummerSlam? Put your SummerSlam predictions in right here on the Raw and Smackdown episode 62, y'all. 62, y'all. So that was episode 62. 62 is down and out, y'all. Episode 62 is down and out, y'all. So we're gonna move on to episode 63 next week. And I will see y'all next week. I appreciate y'all, love y'all. I say that on every episode, every week, man. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Keep posting, keep commenting. I love y'all. Let's do this together in 2025. Let's do it. All right? So look, y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you're right here with the one and only King Tyson. I will see y'all episode 63. I'm out of here.